Hi, I'm Greg Essenlore with Otis Technology. Today we're going to discuss cleaning and maintaining the AK variant firearm. First of all, we're going to make sure that the firearm is safe and clear. There's no ammunition, no rounds in it. Now this firearm, a lot of people say that it does need to be cleaned. They still gather a lot of carbon, a lot of buildup in them, especially the primers and things like that. If they're sealed, that lacquer will build up. The platform does come with a cleaning kit in the buttstock. As you can see, a lot of them, you'll find out that they're empty. They also have a cleaning rod underneath the barrel here. We're going to use some of the Otis tools now to show you how to clean this weapon the way it should be. So on the back side of the firearm here, you'll see this button. This is going to remove your dust cover. So we'll take that off, we'll set it to the side. We're going to take the recoil spring out, we'll set that to the side. We're going to take the BCG and bolt out. You can see the carbon building up all over this piston, especially on the front of it. We're going to take the bolt out. You just turn that to the side. What am I doing here? Set that to the side. And then we're going to take this front gas tube off. So you can use part of your BCG. Some of these come off pretty hard. Slide that off. Now, to start, Otis makes this flexible chamber brush. So this allows this brush to clean. A lot of like the AR variants, you can go right in from the back side. This one, you have this angle. So we make this thing that'll slide right in there. And then you can turn it and still get that dead center in the chamber. We'll worry about cleaning the barrel here in a second. Also on the top of this front sight post where this gas comes through, you can use a solid rod and slide that in there. You can work it back and forth. That'll break up a lot of that carbon that builds up. You can see just the carbon that came out of there. Also up here on this front, or on the front gas post where it comes through, the gas block, you can clean that out as well. You can use a brush. The other thing that works very well is a mop to clean out a lot of that carbon that you just scraped off with a brush. You can see how dirty that gets. So there is a lot of carbon in these firearms even though they're piston driven. Now let's go back to the bolt carrier group for a second. So on this piston you'll see all that buildup, that solid carbon. Now on the front of this piston is where your heat builds up coming through the front here. So we're going to use our brass or bronze AP brush to get that built up burnt on carbon off. On the sides of this piston here in these ports, we're scrub that a little bit. And then just this rod itself. And anywhere else that you see it building up with carbon. Also here on the BCG where the bolt sits in, you'll get carbon buildup on there as well. We'll scrub that out. Now with this bronze AP brush, the nice thing about it is the bronze is softer than the steel. So you might put bronze onto the steel, but you won't take the steel down. Clean up those grooves a little bit where that runs inside of the receiver. Just look for any foreign debris. That looks good. Now I could also use one of our 085 wipes to wipe that down. And just get the rest of that carbon off there. And you can see, what we're pulling out of that firearm. On our bolt itself, just give it a little bit of a wipe down. Just kind of make sure that you're not built up with like the lacquer from the rounds or anything in that firing pin channel. If you're looking for more information how to tear this apart, I refer you to the owner's manual or an AK manual to pull this apart, to pull the pins. But for this video today, we're just going to kind of wipe it down, just make sure there's not a lot of buildup, make sure there's no lacquer stuck inside of the firing pin channel. This looks good. On the guide rod spring, these stay for the most part pretty clean. I just recommend just taking like one of your CLP cloths and just wiping that down, getting the debris off it. The CLP, you know, it kills the carbon. It also treats the firearm as well for rust prevention. You know, the barrel cleaning itself, we're going to use the Otis flex cable. So all we're going to do is we're going to tie a patch. You know, this is a 7.62 by 39. We're going to use one of the inside pinches. We're going to pinch it for a 30 caliber. So you're going to pinch up, slide it through, and what this does is it creates a 360 degree swab to clean the entire barrel. We're going to use a little bit of our FP10. You don't need a lot, just on the leading edges where it touches the barrel. Slide that through. You can see on that patch where that got dirty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my patch and I'm going to follow up with a brush. So in this one I'm going to use a 7.62 brush. So we're doing the three-step process, and that is wet patch, brush, and then follow up with a dry patch. Now on this patch, I don't need to throw this away, I can just use another hole. So each of our patches has 3 slots in it, so you could use it up to 6 times. So we're just going to find another hole in the patch, we're going to pinch down on it. Now we have a clean work surface to use. Now we're going to mop out whatever we just loosened up with the wet patch, the brush, and then the dry patch. Now you'd repeat this process as many times as you want to until that patch comes out clean. But for this video, I'm just going to stop there. So next we're going to clean our gas tube. So on this we're going to use our existing products here. So we're going to go back to our brush. I'm not sure if you can see this in the video, but there's a lot of carbon built up in here. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to stick my mop back on and try to capture whatever I just loosened up. Now you can apply a CLP to this mop if you'd like to. I'm not sure if you guys can see this on the camera or not, but there is a lot of carbon coming out of this thing. She's clean now. If you're using corrosive ammo, we recommend that you use like a soapy water mixture to neutralize the salts within that corrosive ammo. So you can soak your BCG, your bolt. Might want to remove the wood shroud from the gas tube first. I'm not sure if that would swell depending on what you're using to take care of the firearm. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to put this back together. So first we're going to reinstall our gas tube, slide that on, and then make sure this is lined up, and you'll hear it click. Now earlier when I took this apart, I didn't explain it, but on the side of the BCG, there's these little grooves. That's what we're using right now to try to push this back down. And that will lock in. So now we're going to reassemble our bolt and bolt carrier. So we're going to take the bolt, slide that in. Just make sure that's all the way forward. Slide the piston in. On the back side here, there's little ears. You want to slide that down inside. We're going to take our guide rod spring. That just pushes forward and sets in the back of the receiver. And then your dust cover. It just slides in. And that firearm is clean. You can use your CLP wipe to wipe down the exterior of the firearm. And you're just trying to get carbon and just put a nice little layer of protection on this thing. But it'll clean it up and have it ready for you the next time you go to the range. If you like our video, please hit the like button below, subscribe to our channel, and thank you for stopping in.